Hello guys, this is Krishna. Thank you for joining me today. What I'm going to cover is how you can go ahead and create or add a Google Cloud server in your Cloudways account. If you don't yet have a Cloudways account, you will probably find in the description of this video a link over here. This is a referral link. And as well, maybe if you want to get an extra 10% off for the first 3 months, I have a coupon code over here for you for Cloudways. Okay, but if you already have your account as well, that's great. You can just follow along with me over here, and I'm gonna be walking you through a couple of things. So when we're ready to create a server, we just come up here, launch now. Okay, and this page is gonna show up, and basically what we're gonna do over here is select one of the applications available that we have over here. Cloudways mostly work right now with PHP's application. So WordPress is an application that has been built on PHP. WooCommerce is just a plugin of WordPress, and over here you see you can have PHP application, Laravel, and Magento. And for this option over here of custom app, you basically can have even some of the other frameworks of PHP, such as Symfony or Vue. You could definitely also run it over here on Cloudways. For most people, the option that they're going to be choosing is going to be WordPress. You need to keep in mind that WordPress is pretty much powering pretty much almost 50% of all the websites on the net right now. So I would probably think that most people will be using this option here. So with the version that we have on top of 5.8, if you decide to select it, your application is going to come with some additional plugins that Cloudways is going to add there that they think is going to optimize your website. Most of the time for me, I just go with the clean option over here, and that usually works well. So when we're going to come up here, we're going to name our project. In this case, I'm just going to call it My Store. Don't know why everything is all capital over here. All right, so I'm just gonna call it My Store, and over here I'm gonna name the server, and for this time I'm gonna call it GCP server, and GCP just means Google Cloud Platform. That's how a lot of people call it in the industry. You might also see GCE for Google Cloud Engine, right? So I have a GCP server here. Most of the time, just for me to really know what's going on, I might try to add as well additional information such as the RAM or the location of the server, and just for me to really know right away with what server I'm dealing with and all that. So this is what I have over here. For the projects, this is something that you would have created beforehand over here, and this is for organizing your servers or your application. If you just want all your e-commerce application to be in one folder, basically we're just going to select this, and if you want, you have marketing and some other stuff there, you could also do that as well. So over here now we have given all the initial information here. We're going to come up here at Google Cloud, and with Google Cloud, the first option that we need to follow over here to create our server is to select the server size, right? And we have the name of the different servers available here, but you need to keep in mind, so when we look at the server over here, we basically, the information that we're going to select when part of the option that we're going to select there is going to be the number of CPUs and the RAM as well. But you're going to just keep in mind that as you increase over here, so we are 4XL, we come up here at 8XL, we are 32 CPU and 120 gigabyte of RAM. But when we move up over here, it does drop, right? So over here, this one is COXL, and CO is for computer optimized. And when we come up here as well, after that CO at 14XL, it does drop as well at HC large. HC, I did forget what it means, but I believe it's hyper compute, something along those lines. So you have about 3 types of servers. So you have a server going from small to about 8XL, another one going from COXL to 14XL, and another one going from the HC over here to the HC 16XL. Which one is going to work better for you? Really, it's really up to you to try them out. it depends on a lot of things, mostly what kind of plugins you're using there. What they have over here, the different option is the different type of server technology that they're using really for them to build it. It could be that those ones are a little bit faster, but you might also notice a difference. I've done it a couple of times on my end, but I don't really notice much difference. So, so that's just me. But you can go ahead and try them out. You bill by per hour over here. So this is something that you can check out in an hour or two and just see how it responds with a couple of test servers there. And when you found the one that works for you, you can delete the other one. Okay. So to come back to where we are right now with Google Cloud Platform, at first of all, it does add a little bit more complexity. You have a lot more options when you're selecting a server, but it comes with complexity, right? So if I jump over here, let's say I'm going back to DigitalOcean, when I'm selecting one of the servers available to me over here, I do have at the same time the RAM, I have the storage, the disk. I'm going to have the disk space, I'm going to have the bandwidth, and I'm going to have the core all at the same time in one option. And from there, I just select the location, right? But with Google Cloud, the only option that we have here at first is the server, and then we need to, have a look at the bandwidth and the storage, and even the storage, it is separated into application files and database. Okay. So over here we selected our server size over here. The next that we're gonna have is the bandwidth. The bandwidth with Google Cloud, and the same as well for AWS, is on a pay-as-you-go basis. So you can really use as much as bandwidth as you want to use. They're just gonna charge you for a certain amount for each gigabyte of bandwidth that you're using, right? And the price for the bandwidth for Google Cloud and AWS is more expensive. It's a lot more expensive than what you would have paid for either DigitalOcean, Linode, or Virtual over here. So that's just for you to keep in mind. But they're providing you here with an estimate of how much it will cost you, based on the option that you're going to select here. The 500 gigabyte that you're seeing here as a maximum is just basically what they're setting up here for you to have an idea as you're starting, but you can definitely use much more than 500 gigabytes. It's not going to stop you over here, right? So as we're scrolling down here, you're going to see that the pay-as-you-go over here does update. So just depending on what we have, you can just say, you know what, maybe every month I'm using about 100 gigabytes just to know how much you will be paying over here. Okay. When we jump down here, we're gonna select the storage, and we have the option of selecting storage for web files and storage for database. And that is another difference again with some of the other three here. If I jump back, we just have one type of storage, 50 gigabytes for the disk, and in that we have at the same time the database, at the same time we have the web application. It could be if you really want simplicity, you just want this, you don't care about how much the database is taking and all that. Just one option over here works well for you. But maybe in your case, you want to customize it a little more. Your database is pretty heavy, but the application file is not that much because everything is maybe stored somewhere else. This is where it could come to an advantage to maybe have a bigger database and maybe a smaller storage here for the application files. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention about, oh sorry, I was at Google Cloud over here. The main thing I want to mention with Google Cloud, and even as well with AWS, for the server size, you can go up at any time, right? If you feel you need more power, you can definitely go up at any time, and you can also decrease it. Maybe it is low season, you can decrease it. That's not going to be an issue. However, when we come up here and we're selecting the storage, you could go up in storage size, but to decrease your storage size, you will need to clone your server and reconfigure it with the proper storage size at that point. Okay, and So yeah, so this is what we're gonna have over here. We can start at 10 gigabyte and we can always increase. Cloudways let you monitor how much storage you're using, and if you feel like, you know what, it's gonna let you know that you're pretty much using about 80-90% of storage there. It will be widely advised to increase your storage. Then you could do so at that point. Okay, and when we jump in here, basically what we have is the location that we can select. One of the advantages for Google Cloud and AWS is you have a lot of options as far as location where your server could be located, right? So either it is close to you or a little bit closer to your client. So this is what we do have over here. So Cloudways, let me go. So which option I'm going to say? So we have option in the USA, option in Europe, we have option in Canada over here, Asia and South America for Google Cloud. So in my case over here, I'm just going to go with Canada, Montreal. So let's say over here, I'm just going to go with one of the basic option over here. I have about 20 gigabyte of space, and I'm using, let's go with this option here, one CPU with about 4 gigabyte. If I come up here and I'm trying to compare that, over here, okay, it's letting me know that the minimum that I can have with 4 gigabytes is going to be 2 core. We're looking at about $42. If I come back here and I look for with an option with the 2 core over here, we basically, so either I'm selecting the option here of 4 gigabytes, we have 73, or if I'm selecting the 2 CPUs and about there is an option for 4 gigabyte over here, but we already have 138. So as far as pricing, if pricing is an issue for you, the first 3 over here would be the best for you. AWS and Google Cloud is really if you you want more options for servers, you want an infrastructure that is really reliable, and you want to scale at infinity. This is where Google Cloud and AWS will be your best friends, okay? But it does come at a cost as well. So I'm just gonna have it here. For the test that I'm doing here, everything is good. I think I selected Montreal. Okay, we are AWS, Google Cloud, I'm sorry. And everything is good. And from here, I'm just gonna launch it, and it's gonna launch our server. For it over here, it's gonna take about 7 minutes to complete the setup. As soon as it is completed, you're going to be able to go in and dive in and start working on your application. So this is what I wanted to cover with you for Google Cloud. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it below. But I appreciate you joining me on this quick video, and I will talk to you again another time. Thank you.